Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back or welcome to the Hawk. And my name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my live feeds or my videos, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. The weekend went extremely fast. It was very busy. I was blessed enough to coach a glorious team of young teenage girls in a softball tournament, and I had so much fun. A little bit tired this morning. I am a little bit tired. All that fresh air and extra exercise. I can feel it, but I feel like feeling it in a very good way. I am here for a little bit of a longer energy update. As most of you are aware, I am heading to Ireland tomorrow. I'm very excited. I have not even packed. I'm just getting all my notes from my channeling in order. Sorry. I haven't even packed yet. And that's okay. It doesn't take me long to pack because I'm just taking what I need. So I will get to that later on today or even tomorrow morning. I have a later flight, which helps. So I'm grateful for the extra time. And speaking of time, I feel like it's moving so fast. Like, how are we here? Is kind of how I've asked myself this morning. How am I here? Middle of July, right? Like here we are. Summer never seems long enough, but I'm always grateful for the things that come my way. I'm also going to do a little meditation later on in the live this morning, just to kind of help get us through the next couple of weeks. The energy felt a little bit volatile. So there's some heated emotions and expressions coming up. And I just want to talk about what I channeled. Because it's very healing. There's a very healing energy coming in. There is also a lovely feminine energy coming in to kind of help us navigate that go within. You know, feminine energy and masculine energy has nothing to do with gender. It's an energy thing. So I feel like I need to talk a bit about that because there's a divine feminine energy moving in, and sometimes that can kind of take us in a little bit because it pushes us inward. So over the next 2 weeks, the energy that's coming in is a lot of expression, a lot of bold change, a lot of not always understanding what's happening around me, kind of thing, especially when it comes to other people and relationships. We're being pulled with that feminine energy to go within to that inner trust space, that knowing oneself space, and getting to know yourself no matter how old you are. There's always growth with that personal self space, and I really feel the next 2 weeks it's going to be pushing us into that internal energy, into that healing space, and going through another layer, right? Just kind of like peeling off another layer as we navigate the next couple of weeks. The other thing with that volatile energy, and it's because a lot of people are going through their own bold changes and looking at their own inner trust, and other people can struggle to be aware or certain of that. You may see some stuff with friendships shifting a little bit. It may be a really good week or two to say, I think we both need a time out right now while we kind of process what we're going through. And navigating our things, and it's okay. It's okay to say, I'm just going to go over here and work on my stuff, and you're over here, and if we need each other we can reach out. But there's a little bit of that coming in, and it may come at you, and I just want you to remember that I said this. It may come at you with a little bit of confronting, right? So sometimes, and we may be sometimes we're the ones that may be feeling that way, but people may be coming at you with a little bit of that confronting energy, a little bit with, like, because some of their own healing might be like literally on their sleeve. We don't always know what other people are dealing with as well, and that came up very powerful in my meditation this morning as a loving reminder. We don't always know what other people are going through or processing or healing journey that they're on as well. So if that comes flying at you, one thing that you can remind yourself is they're healing too, and just visualize some light being sent to them, beautiful healing space, and some support. And if you feel like you just need to a gentle reminder of stay in your own lane with it, just kind of pull yourself back into that. The changes within are really going to be pushed on have a look, have a feel, sit with yourself, process things, in the moment, or process things from the past. There may be some inner child work coming in. Write a letter to that version of yourself if you're struggling with that part of your journey, or some ancestral stuff may be coming up as well this week. With just I just need to heal that. I need to work through that. I need to give myself some time. And then after you've had some time to process it, then there's going to be like this action feeling coming in. So it later on, probably not this week, but next week, you may be feeling motivated. You may be feeling like, yeah, I've done some healing work here, and it's a great time to for change, and it's a great time to step into that. And it's a great time to feel motivated. You may be feeling a little bit more motivated towards a hobby or an old hobby, or picking something up that you put down a little bit ago, or you may be feeling motivated to step up the healing journey. You may get to that space where you're stepping up into, I think I'm going to try this, and I think I'm going to try that. That may be coming in next week as well, just to kind of soften that energy. It's going to be a big 2 weeks about coming within, going into that heart space, going into that who am I, going into that new version of me, or healing other versions of yourself. You know how I feel about healing work? We're always doing it, right? We're always working on the healing. If you're feeling it's a lot, if you're feeling this is a lot. This is a gong show. This is heavy. Give yourself that time. You know, Getting over our fears and working through that is a lot. So make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to process some of that. Now, very interesting full moon coming in on the 21st. It is a full moon in Capricorn. There's a lot of clearing in that full moon, and I was like, light bulb went off with my channeling this morning. I'm like, oh, so we've got some stuff coming up. We've got to like go within and figure out what's in there. And then we've got this full moon coming up in Capricorn with a whole like a clearing of emotions. When emotions come up, we often struggle, right? I mean, put your hand up if you struggle with emotions that come up, whether it be from current situations or past situations. We struggle with that emotional piece. And for many of us, we've been taught to push. We've talked about that before here too on the channel. I'm just going to push that down, push that down, push that down. And then eventually that bubbling comes out like a big belch. And literally, that's how it feels. Like, let's be honest, right? It's that release. So, with this full moon in Capricorn coming up, lean into anything that resonates with you, with as far as letting go. If you want to write yourself a letter and let it go under the full moon, if you just want to wear, like charge your crystals up, or whatever resonates with you, sit under the full moon and just say, here I am, and I'm letting go. It's all about what works for you. And I want to be very, very, very clear on that. Don't get too caught up in what other people do, or what, rituals are posted. Always come back to that space for you. Always come into that heart space, what resonates for you, healing work that resonates with you, whatever works for you. And I really want to be clear with that, because we're coming into such a space of that inner, of going within, um, with that feminine energy that's rolling around. Do what resonates for you. And if the full moon doesn't resonate with you, then that's fine too. But coming up with a little bit of a healing space. The other thing that came up during my meditation and my channeling this morning is I suddenly felt like I was sitting in a sanctuary. I suddenly felt like I was sitting in a very high vibration sanctuary. You know that feeling when you go into like an old church or cathedral, and you just feel that wave of peace, or a garden, when you kind of sit, whatever resonates with you, and you tap into that special, this feels so sacred. There's the word that I was looking for. It feels so sacred, right? You just feel that energy. That's the kind of energy that's trying to show itself within you. Excuse me, sorry. So finding that space of that sanctuary within myself. Can you kind of get there? Can you try and get there into that? This is my safe space. This is my sanctuary. And perhaps making a little corner in your own garden or in your own home, even if it's like a chair that you sit in. This is where I'm going to go and just be and feel myself, like feel yourself. And just kind of like really leaning into, this is my soul is my sanctuary, right? And my heart space is my sanctuary. This is where I'm going to come and breathe. Just spending a little bit of more time in that, so we don't have that anxiety feeling take over, or we don't have that fighty sense, that fight um in an overwhelmed kind of way. Try and work on that over the next 2 weeks, and just finding a space within yourself, or a physical space, if you're more of a physical person, finding that space where you can come home. I'm going to find that, and just kind of be. There's so much going on all around us all the time. The physical world's grabbing us and pulling us here, and grabbing us and pulling us there, and taking us down this way. Just find that space to be, and really kind of play with that sanctuary, or that space within you. Really work at trying to get there. It'll take a bit, so be gentle on yourself. Just breathe. or watch a candle, or just sit and have a glass of water, or just try and get to that sanctuary space and overcoming the fear. You can do it. Just really simple affirmations. Just really simple. If that's what you do, is just sit there and think about affirmations about how you feel about yourself. Try that over the next couple weeks. The energy is a lot, and it may be feeling heavy, but I was really aware of my shoulders during my meditation. It just felt like there was like this heaviness, this collective heaviness that's calling us to release and honor, and honoring that release. We tend to pull away with embarrassment, or we tend to be hard on ourselves. Oh my gosh, I did that, or oh my goodness, I didn't do that well. Try and honor it. Try and honor it when you're releasing. And even it's easy to honor our good parts. Oh, I look great today. I'm going to honor this. But we don't honor some of the hard learning. And the next 2 weeks are going to be pulling into that. Your outer world environments and your inner world environments. Honor it. Right. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to process. Take what resonates and leave the rest here. But just kind of remember that I said it, or go back and watch the replay if things start to come up for you with a little bit of this energy that's rolling through. And it is a very good energy. Expression and heated emotions and feeling volatile, and people coming at you in that kind of way. Just kind of shift the perspective on how you're looking at it. Bold change and confidence is coming our way over the next 2 weeks. Reconnect to yourself. Allow that divine feminine energy to kind of bring you home into that inner trusting space, into that personal space, into that knowing yourself. It's going to be an interesting 2 weeks. All right, I'm going to jump over and look at some questions here. I don't look at them while I'm talking, because I find it too distracting. And then I thought I would do just a little meditation. I left the ads off on the channel for this part, so we won't be interrupted with that if you're not here to watch it live, or if you want to go in and back and watch the replay. Okay, look at all you guys on here. Lana, recently at a family reunion, my husband's parents seemed down and just not their usual selves. Can Spirit offer into any insight as to what's going on with them? I'm not sure. I feel I feel like I have a lot of floating pieces going on with them. I feel like there's a lot moving around, and it feels very overwhelming. I feel like there's just an overwhelm there. I feel like I've just got to kind of, again, with the honoring them, I feel like I need to do something to honor them. So if there's another little we get together, or if just a few of you can get together and just honor them, I feel like I have to open up the pathways of communication. And just kind of holding that space for them, and allowing them to take their time to share. um that's kind of what I feel there. I'm glad this energy is healing, because we've already done the chaotic part here, Aaron. It does, and I think there's a little bit more of that chaotic part coming, but it's bringing us into that healing space. Sometimes energy is showing us what we need to heal, and sometimes that can be with other people too, right? There is a healing energy that involves a collective and people that are around you. So sometimes when we're being shown that, I always say, wait a minute, what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to teach me? Try and look at it from that way, Aaron, and I bet you'll have your own aha moments. Last week I went to foster Emmett, and someone else got him. They let me in the room with him for a while, and we were both relieved to be together. Will I be able to foster him again? I don't feel that closed door. So I don't feel that the door is closed for you to be fostering him. I just feel, and I think when you think about that for a moment, if I was to ask you, with the connection and with the bond, sometimes a little bit of space is healthy. And I think that space is preparing both of you. So just kind of remember that I said it there. I do feel like he's going to be part of your journey. I don't feel like they're never going to foster him or see him again. I don't feel that at all. But I do feel like that space of just giving these both a bit more space. I have to do this. And it's a very good thing. I always associate feminine energy with nurturing, compassion, and softness. I'm definitely feeling that right now, especially because these days are very hard. Absolutely, shy. That is exactly what feminine energy feels like. It's also going within. Like the feminine energy is our internal. That's where that feminine energy piece comes in. The masculine energy, excuse me, is often more external. Feminine is internal. Um, Mars square Uranus. Why don't you adopt him? Says that's what she said. Well, we'll wait for her. I don't know how to respond to a specific person. I was going to, but the lady that got him is fostering to adopt, so I don't know what she's going to choose to do. I really do love matriarch astrology. I really do love how you're allowing this. I love that you are allowing, and I love that you are doing the best that you can with the situation, and that you're being part of an animal's healing journey and an animal's journey, to their forever home. I love that you're being a part of that and holding the space. Caleb, from Friday until today, I have felt so volatile, angry, stressed. Everything annoys me. I'm trying to ground myself. Kayla, that's exactly what's coming through. That's the next 2 weeks. That's exactly what's coming through. And I love how you're handling that. I'm trying to ground myself. And in the meditation that I'm going to do very shortly, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking about grounding, talking about being present, but also, Kayla, remember what I said, being able to acknowledge those emotions and observe them and a lot what is this trying to show me or teach me? Right? That is it. That and I always say sometimes when we're on the brink or I know on the edge of I'm going to use the word growth or coming up a step in our spiritual journey, a lot of these feelings come up to kind of help us navigate through the whole letting go process. When you think about going forward, so when you think about like the motion or the momentum of forward, things get left behind when we go forward quite often, right? So a lot of this energy is showing you or showing us what needs to go, what I need to let go, what I need to process, what I need to feel. And sometimes we need to feel the anger. Sometimes we need to feel right ticked off and be able to work on that and let's face it, we need to feel the feelings. So, giving yourself some time in a sacred space or coming home to your sacred space and working through that, it's going to settle down. And yes, the grounding and that's a big step in grounding ourselves, right? All right. I don't know how. Okay, I read that one. Uh, Peyton, I feel like I'm losing my old self and that my new self isn't fully here yet. I'm in the in between and it's emotional to let go of who I thought I was. So, Peyton, absolutely. This is a big one. And, Peyton, I just want to say how honored I am that you shared this here on the chat. One thing that I would like you to kind of sit with is when we lose our old self, it's more of a transformation because that version of yourself is still part of who you are, right? So every version of Peyton, every moment, every year, every all that experience that Peyton went through has been teaching the new version of you that's coming in. It's teaching you what you want and what you don't want. It's teaching you what resonates, what doesn't resonate. It's teaching you, new directions on where you want to put your feet next, and all of that is part of your experience. And every version of you, Peyton, pull out the chair, have all versions of you sit there, and just remind yourself that that version of you, all versions of you were doing the best that she could with what she knew. The lessons that came at some of them you learned like that, and some of them you learned the long path. And I hear you, and I really feel, Peyton, that getting to where you are now has been, in physical world timeline, it's the journey with your growth hasn't really been that long. Taking your age, look at the journey that's come at you in the last year or so, and kind of allowing that to kind of feel that, holy smokes, I've done really well with my growth. Honor that. And who you thought you were, you knew at the time who you were. It was just a different version of you, right? So when you kind of soften that, be gentle with Peyton, be soft with her. Remember she was learning too. It's so easy to look back and say, well, like, why did I do that for? Why didn't I handle that better? But you were doing what you could do at the time with the skills and the knowledge that you had. It letting go is a big emotional thing, and a lot of things come up. A lot of things come up when we let go, right? You may have a little bit of guilt, we may have a little bit of shame, we may have a little bit of I don't like the word regret, but sometimes that's how we feel. Like I regret doing that or making that decision. But that version of you was making those decisions with what she knew, and I think that that's so important to honor. As we get to know this new version of you, Peyton, really work with the divine feminine. Call forward that divine feminine energy. Tap into nature goddess. Tap into any kind of divine feminine energy that really works for you, and don't be afraid to act the part. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of Peyton, this is for you, but as well for anybody else. If you're struggling with that divine feminine, whatever divine feminine feels like to you, do that. Right. If divine feminine energy feels like a headband of flowers around your head, try that. The divine feminine feels like, something dainty and something gentle, do that. Or if the divine feminine feels more of a strong warrior, then do that. Right. Whatever that energy feels like to you, just try and be playful with it. Spend some time in that. Spend a little bit of a time like role playing that. If the divine feminine feels like, more of a loving warrior, then spend a little time using your imagination and be that. Right. Go out to the forest and spend some time with nature and just allow that new version of you to come in, and allowing the emotions, allowing yourself to feel, and being able to navigate through it. Peyton, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Um, let's see where we are there. Travis, enjoy your trip. I made the jump. And oh, look at you. Next 2 months, curious if Spirit has any messages for me. Travis, I really feel that a lot of this energy update should resonate for you with the whole letting go and healing, and allowing yourself to be bold and confident in the new direction that you're going in. Look who it is. It's Lana. Oh, Fran. Oh, Fran. Peyton, yes, I'm so confused. I'm sorry. I am so used to identifying with suffering and adversity, and now I feel like I accept my life, thankfully, but it's very different, and I'm having a hard time trusting it. The big T word. The big T word. So, trust is a huge word. It's a powerful word. It's a word that we wobble in. Um, Peyton, when you think about your learning to trust, and I know Peyton, I'm not sure how old you are, but however old you are, excuse me, you're learning to trust at a different level, right? So treat yourself the same way you would treat a little who was learning. I'm learning to trust. I'm learning. Soften that hard time a little bit with I'm learning to trust. Trust is a big thing. And even many times, Peyton, and I'll be very honest with you, there have been times that I trusted something and I was like, well, damn, I trusted it. And now look at the gong show. And Spirit always answers me. Look for the lesson. Look for the lesson. You weren't wrong with trusting it. We're so afraid to be wrong. There's a lesson that you need to navigate through. And there have been, whether it be a month, a day, or a year, or 5 years, I'll look back and I'll be like, oh, there it is. Right. But it's about that trusting and staying in the now, and I'm learning right now kind of feeling. Peyton, you're doing very well, but trust is a big one, right? We're not taught it at a young age to trust our higher self, we're not trust this, or we're not taught this conversation as little. So sometimes we are very little, right? So little, even though you're all growing up, Peyton, there are parts of you that are very little. I'm new. I'm new here in the space. See, feel the power in that, right? I'm new here. Brand spanking new version of myself, new level of trusting. I'm brand spanking new. Be gentle with yourself, right? Sometimes we have to get up like little toddlers, or that are learning to walk, right? We wouldn't be hard on a toddler and say, "Get up, you little stinky monkey," right? Right? We were gentle with them. Be gentle with yourself, Peyton. Um. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Thanks for helping me be prepared for my grandfather's passing. He passed yesterday morning of dementia. At the time of his passing, I had phone issues. Oh, Rise and Phoenix, big hugs, big hugs. I know you know this. All of our loved ones when they cross over are very much okay. The fact that you had phone issues, I find very interesting. Um, I feel though too with Rise and Phoenix, I feel like your grandfather was, take away the dementia, for a moment, because that's a physical world thing. When his personality and his energy feels like a very private person. I think there was a very significant reason why you had some phone issues. I just feel like I have to say, trust that he heard you anyway. He heard you anyway, right? So, and you can still communicate and share and talk and say goodbye after somebody passes. And I feel very, very ready. Like, as hard as that is, for some people to hear, I feel like he was ready to go. All right. Um, Alright, you guys are chit-chatting amongst each other. Mandy, anything for me is I'm trying to honor my mom's wish, but things are unclear. So, Mandy, I think that, what I really feel I need to say to you is I really feel like I say you are honoring mom's wishes, and I feel like even though things are unclear, I feel like you're doing the right thing. I feel like honoring her is something anything that you do, you're doing with honor. So I feel like I need to say, stay with that. Just stay with honoring her. And a lot of people's wishes, I think, if they're clear, great. If they're not so clear, that can be a little bit difficult to navigate through. But come to that heart space, and I feel like you're the right person to do it. I feel like and I feel like you're doing it well. Even though it's unclear, stay with the feelings and how this feels. And remember, you're doing the best that you can to do that. All right, you guys, I am going to get into the meditation here. Thanks, Lana. I was ready. Sorry, he was ready as well. He lost his wife, colon cancer, a year and a half ago. Know that they found each other. We always come back together with our family, our soul families up in the spirit dimensions. I teach my littles that I teach my I teach any littles I can that. Oh, I love that. We are more what we are told we are. We are amazing. We are more than what we're told we are. All right, I'm going to do a little wee meditation. You are also welcome to just kind of take pieces of it as affirmations. But I'm going to do a meditation based on the energy that I channel for the next coming weeks, just to give you a little bit of so a few tools to pull from. So you can get yourself sitting up, lying down. If you're driving, that's okay. That's okay as long as you're listening and not watching. But I really want us to just kind of be able to come back into our heart space and kind of connect to that divine feminine energy. So you're also welcome to change this meditation, change the wording, or change anything that I say and make it your own. I'm very much okay with that. My meditations are just a guide to help you. All right. So I would like you to get comfortable. And I'd like you to just move your body a little bit. I just want you to feel that physical body. And just for a moment, I want you to feel and be grateful for it, whether it be holding your hands or your hand on your heart or rubbing your knees. Just kind of tap into that physical and just acknowledging that. Just acknowledging that. And just acknowledge that you are a student here in this physical world. No matter how old or how young you are, you're a student here learning. Okay? Eyes open or closed, it's totally up to you. I tend to close my eyes when I'm channeling. And I'm going to channel this meditation. I have nothing written down for it. So I will probably close my eyes during it. And just take a couple big breaths and just kind of really, with a little bit of dramatic breathing in and a really dramatic letting go. And just do that a couple times. Good, very good. Okay, now just kind of softening that breath into more of your natural rhythm, breathing in and breathing out. And now on the inhale, just visualize or simply tell yourself, or just know, I am breathing in the beautiful energy all around me, the beautiful energy from the spirit dimensions. And let's just ask our spirit guides to sit with us. And the angelics, higher ascended masters, and if you wish, loved ones from spirit. And just feel that energy all around you. And now just bring your awareness to your feet. You can wiggle your toes if you wish, or stomp them on the ground. And just feel the earth beneath you. That solid feeling. Solid. The earth is solid, holding you here and supported. Feel that support. I am supported here on my journey. And just ask the earth to hold you ever so gently, or give you a big squeeze, just feeling that supported. Now let's just remind yourself, I'm learning. I'm doing the best that I can. and just feel that energy. Feel the energy of your very best. And your very best is good enough. Hear those words. Hear your words. My very best is good enough. And I'm learning. And now just take a moment and create your own sanctuary within. You just want to feel your own heart space with your hand on your chest. That's perfectly fine. If you want to visualize a space that's just yours, if you want to visualize yourself at a beach or in a garden, or in a room that you can decorate with your imagination, or if you just simply want to fill a space with a beautiful light, that's perfectly fine. But try and create in your imagination or in your awareness a beautiful sanctuary that's just for you. And find a place to sit in that sanctuary or lay down. Just think about sitting on a beach or sitting on the top of a mountain. Whatever sanctuary softens you, brings you peace. And just feel the spirit dimensions coming even closer around you now. And just simply ask, what do I need to know? What messages are here for me? And whatever emotion or feeling that you get, just allow that. Just trust. And allow yourself to surrender just a little bit more. Just let go a little bit more. And another reminder to yourself that you are doing the best that you can. My best is good enough, and I'm learning. What messages are here for me today? And now I'm hearing that I need to ask you to ask yourself, what is beautiful within me? What is beautiful about me? And acknowledge this answer on how beautiful you are. Whatever came to you, acknowledge it. And this inner sanctuary, your personal space, is always available for you. You can return here at any time. I'm just feeling so grateful for yourself, for your spirit guides, for the people around you, for all that we have. And bringing our awareness now back to our feet, moving our toes, feeling the earth, and aware of your physical body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Ooh, that feels good. And again, you're more than welcome to, change, create your own. It's all about what resonates with you. And I think that that's so important. I think we get so caught up in the right way and the wrong way. Just give yourself some time in the next couple weeks to just come to a sacred space, to come within, right? That divine feminine energy. And you know what? And I'm going to say this, I chuckle because, that divine feminine energy can feel so loving, right? But the divine feminine energy can show us things, man, that can be a little bit tough sometimes, right? So as you navigate through that in the next couple weeks, be soft on yourself, be gentle with yourself, love yourself, create that sanctuary. It's so important. All right, where's the books? I do hope you enjoyed that. All right, let's pull an angel number. 238. The ascended masters have heard and answered your prayers for increased abundance. They know that we are human. They know that we humans have material needs, which they are helping you with right now. I'd like to do another one too. I just feel the need since I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks to do another number. 255. Trust. The big T word. Trust that the change you are experiencing is for the best because it is. I'm going to do another one. You're fully supported as you change your career, home, relationships, or anything else in your life. These changes are always for the best. I love that meditation this morning. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Kayla, thank you. That grounded me immensely. I needed it so bad. You have no idea, Lana. That space is always there for you, Kayla. Anytime it's it can very simply be I'm going to my sacred space. The ground is beneath me. I share this all the time. I stomp my feet. I gotta feel that ground. Many of you are wishing me a bon voyage. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm very excited. I am going to try and go live on my phone. I'm going to try that. I'll probably do like a test run. So if you see me pop on live, then leave. That's because I'm trying to figure out my phone. I decided not to bring my laptop or my microphone. I just feel like it's too much. I will also post on my Instagram, also my closed Facebook group, The Hawk and I. I will post my journey there. I'll also try and see if I can post. I've never tried posting pictures on my YouTube community page, but I will give it I'll give it a shot. I'll try. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work. I'm very excited. I do have a ritual that I do at the airport. So I love to travel. the airport is a difficult energy for me sometimes. But I've learned that if I send my spirit guides ahead of me, to ground it and to smudge it, I do much better with that. And I will also do a lot of grounding work while I'm driving there. I will also bubble myself on route. And as I step out of the vehicle, I will know that my spirit guides are at the airport doors to greet me. My airport greeters will be there. That's how I manage to navigate through airports. Because if you can imagine how many people are at the Toronto Pearson Airport at any given time, so if you can imagine their energy, plus I feel all the energy above them. So they're their loved ones in spirit. Yes, I have read at the airports. So their loved ones and spirits and all that energy and all their spirit guides, I feel that too. So if you can imagine that, how much energy is in an airport for me, a big airport for me is a lot. So I don't disconnect, and many people have said, "Well, why don't you just unplug?" I don't disconnect. I use that energy to kind of support and guide me. So that's how I navigate big spaces like that. But I will send my spirit guides and my angels. I will simply say, as I'm loading my stuff into my vehicle, I'll simply say, "Come with me, and I'm going to send somebody ahead. Please smudge it and be there when I arrive and ground me." But yeah, okay. The spirit animal. I'm probably gonna do more than one. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm cockatoo. All right, here we go. Excuse me. Let go of your agenda and do something spontaneous and out of the ordinary. Do something special to demonstrate your love and care for your mate or one of your closest friends. You're about to embark on an important learning process, whether through formal education, self study, which will require your dedication and perseverance and yet be very stimulating and fulfilling. Bolster yourself by refusing to demean, put down, or criticize yourself for at least one full day. The lover you're with is a keeper to you. Okay. And and will be a responsible and affectionate mate. You've just about completed these difficult changes and you're about to launch a new beginning. Be as clear and concise with your communication as possible. The period of chaos and uncertainty that you're going through will soon be over. Thank you. So be patient a- as it will pass soon. The big P word, patience. If you're thinking about traveling, that'll be me. This is a good time to do so. I'm grateful for that. So all of us that are traveling, we're grateful, right? I feel like I need to do one more. Maybe it's because I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. I feel like I need to do one more. I just going to trust it and do one more. Oh, this is interesting. Parrot. Two birds, a cockatoo and a parrot. Be discerning about when to speak and when to stay silent and stay clear of gossip. Please stay clear of gossip. It's not good. It's it would be a good time to study the power and effects of light and color. Be alert to any ideas that pop into your head, as these may give you some ideas for growth or a new direction for yourself. It's time to revisit and renew something you've always dreamed of doing so. It now is the perfect time to act on it. Wow. I find that interesting that there was 2 birds. I don't think I've ever read those 2 birds on a live. I'm not I don't correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I don't remember them coming up. Very interesting, very interesting. I'm done with patience. Fran, you're not done with patience, Pan. You're not done with patience, Fran. You're still learning that. Oh, you guys, I love you so much. All right. Aren't cockatoos and parrots also in the same bird family? I think so, Shy. I'm not quite sure. I don't know a lot about parrots and cockatoos, but I'll tell you what's interesting is I did a read on a little parrot on Sunday in between ball games. I'm just having my own aha moment. That's really interesting. I don't usually. I'll try and post a video on my Facebook. It was just a little. It wasn't much of a read, but it was just some time I spent with the parrot. Very interesting. I'm probably going to reread that for myself later. So maybe there's something extra in there that I haven't quite thought of. I was hoping we would get the hawk, but two birds just as good. And oh my God, this weekend the vibration of gossip was all around me, and I tried so hard to leave that space. That's really interesting, Kayla, because whenever there's a large group of people, I really step out of what people are talking about, or because I find that people tend to go down rabbit holes. So I tend to be like the lone wolf in big crowds. The vibration of gossip is not healthy. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. It's just not healthy. And I always stay clear of that. And I'm very clear with people. I don't want to hear it. I have no problem with that. Sorry. We got to change the vibe or I'm out. That's just kind of how I go. I saw a hawk on Instagram again yesterday. Beautiful. All right, you guys. I'm really gonna miss you guys. I'm stalling to get out to let you guys go. I will be thinking of you. I'm gonna try, like I said, to go live. I will have to do some research on my phone to see how to do that. I'm sure it can be done. If not, I'll go live on Instagram or live on Facebook from my phone because that's a simple one for me. But I will try. I will try to catch a live or two if it works. I would love to go live from one of the castles that I'm at. I would really like to do that. But I really felt pulled to not travel with equipment. I originally had everything packed up, like my tripod and all of this, and I literally felt a really strong pull to go a hard no on it, to just enjoy it. And if my phone's not good enough, then my phone's not good enough. That's just how I feel about it. um I also really need a break, and I'm very honest about that. Yes, I have some clients and some spirit stuff that I'm doing in Ireland, but I'm also really going to feel that downtime as well. I don't know when I'm going back to Ireland, so I really want to make sure that I'm present for it, especially that downtime, and to rest and recharge. And like I said on the last live on Friday, I really feel there's something that I'm going to heal there, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but I just have this immense feeling that there is something in Ireland that is going to shift me, and some healing work that I'm going to do. And I'll journal it and I'll share. I have no problem share. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'll share what I'm comfortable with when I come back, depending on how deep I go. I also just want to take a moment based on that. The reason that I said that is I like to process my own healing work. I don't share, everything all the time, especially on social media when it comes to the personal stuff, because that is my sacred space. When I talked about sacred space, sometimes it's that personal stuff, right? We've got to make sure that our personal stuff, that we hold very, very dear, that it's also loved and protected. But I will share what I feel comfortable with, whatever that healing journey is going to be. Right. All right. I do have to let you go. You will meet a new guide. I'm confident. I hope. I'm always open to new guides. Hi, Lana. I just learned that my partner has been cheating on me for 2 years. The spirit guides have any guidance and messages for me? So, K Marie, I feel number one, I really have to say this isn't your fault. So I don't know if you've been kind of, struggling a little bit of that or swimming in a little bit of that. Did I do something? Is this, something that I've done? Am I not worthy of better? Like, I just feel like I have to say this isn't your fault. I also feel, and I see it like like a little rubber ball. Remember those little rubber balls when we were kids, those little balls that bounce to the ceiling? You're gonna bounce back from this very quickly. Like, I feel like it's like, okay, get it. I get it. I also feel that as you process this, I feel like I've got to give you some time in a sacred, quiet space. So I just feel like I've got to take you there. So what if you were here for the meditation? If you were here for the meditation, try to spend some more time in that sacred space, or go back to the replay and listen to it. But I feel like I've got to get you into a sacred space. I also want you to know that you are not alone. We are here. You can lean on us. Just know that. Just know collective energy is here to support you. And whatever you decide to do, we are cheering for you. No judgment. We are cheering for you. Um, Bubbles. Okay, Cheyenne, meditation, medication. I know, right? And if the autocorrect on a phone, if you're typing, try typing meditation or medication. Often, often, if you type meditation, often medication will come up. But meditation is my medication. Jeez. All right, you guys. Sending that divine feminine energy your way, K Marie. I love this group. The support here is profound to me. It's just profound how much there's love and support, no judgment here. And somebody pointed something out to me a couple days ago. They were like, I went through all your socials. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, yeah, I went through all your socials, hundreds of feeds on Facebook and Instagram, and several of your YouTube videos, and I couldn't find any hate. And I was like, that's good. All right, I wasn't surprised. And I said, why is that? Why does that sound so unusual or surprising to you? And she said, have you ever looked at other socials, the comment section and the judgment and the 2 cents that everybody pitches in? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't go on other people's social medias. There may be like five other content creators that I follow. Um, yeah, probably 5, and I might even be being generous. And they were like, "It's so rare that you don't have judgment, you don't have people coming at you, and you don't have, the criticism." Um, and she asked me how I do it. And I said, "Well, number 1, I only welcome a certain vibration, right? All are welcome, but you gotta meet here. Number 2, I feel a big part of it is what I put out there. People don't have to pick up what I say. People can leave the rest. And when you come at people with that kind of energy, when you come at people like that, um, they feel safe that it's not being pushed down their throat. They feel safe that it's a suggestion. If they feel safe in that I can step away, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Because when you think about yourself, do you like being told what to do or what to think? I just share. Right. I just share, and people can share. And, that's the platform that is so important for me. That's the energy. That's the only energy that I will work in. I also went to Spirit Council. I may have shared this before. I take everything to Spirit Council, and when Spirit gave me my go ahead sign to go on certain social media platforms, I was also very clear with them to protect me from abuse. I do not want to be abused, right? And Spirit guaranteed me that I may have a few naysayers, but the abusive energy, they agreed to protect me from that. And that has held its truth. Have I had a few people comment? Yep. And it's okay. People can comment, but they commented in very loving ways. I don't agree. I don't agree. And it's okay to not agree. What's not okay is to come at people with hate. Right. So um I have been very blessed that that kind of energy doesn't come. I also make sure that I protect my socials. I'm very much I protect it. I literally visualize my pages and my in this face and Facebook, or sorry, and YouTube, surrounded by beautiful light. And it's an invitation for people who want to come in, and it's also an invitation for people who don't want to. It's okay. So I think when we go at it with that kind of energy and that kind of vibration, it really helps. Right? It really helps. You can't dictate to people what to believe and what not to believe. That puts people's guards up. I also have an understanding that people are in different healing journeys, and some people go through that experience in very different ways. So the understanding energy, because what you put out, quite often you get. And I don't think, and please tell me if I ever have, because I am always open to growth and change as well. I don't think I've ever insisted on anything on this channel. I don't think I've ever said on any of my social medias, you have to do this in order to be spiritual, or you have to do that in order to be spiritual. This is the only way it works. Like I don't lean into that at all. So when you come at people with that, and that when you come at people with that, it's just it shifts things so much. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do either, right? Right. So and I also don't shrink people. Right. That's the other thing. Never shrink people. Right. We are all equal. We are all on a learning journey. We're all here as a soul. So, when we don't shrink people and make them feel like oh, I'm way up here on a spiritual path and everybody else is down here on a spiritual path, that is something I just can't get my mind around, why there's that with people who teach or people who are creators. Right? We are all a soul on a journey, and we're all equal, learning different things. So, and the other thing is I always want to be what I needed on my journey to people. I always want to be that. I always want to be, that support that I needed. I always want to be that mentor that I needed. So when you come out with that, and I am also very clear, and I have said this a thousand times to you guys, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. And that has an energy that is very palatable for other people too, right? Anyway, I don't know why I felt I needed to say that, but that's basically why there's no hate, right? It's just not welcome. Spirit protects me from it. And there are things like when I said to Spirit about socials, I got a hard no on TikTok. I think every single day somebody will say to me, "Why don't you go on TikTok? There's so many card readers or mediums on there." And I'm like, Spirit won't let me. And that's okay. I mean, I have seen you can watch certain videos without having a TikTok account. People have sent me videos. But I always ask, do I need to watch it? I ask Spirit everything. I take everything to Spirit. That's just how I trust. That's just how I work. But no, I do not have TikTok, and Spirit has given me a hard no on that. Great lesson into this for me, actually. Spirit puts messages in little nutshells. Yeah, absolutely. It's so sometimes it's just a little grain of salt or sugar or like sand with the messages, right? Love the idea of protecting the internet and social media places. Absolutely. There is a lot of good on social media as well. Right. And we need to acknowledge that good too. There's a lot of good things that come out. Right. We're so hard and so negative on a lot of things. There's also some good in social media. Right. All right. I'm gonna miss you guys. This TikTok is so toxic, it brings down my vibrations. I don't have an account either. Yeah. Interesting. I've never had a TikTok account. Like I've never even a personal one. Your example has guided me on my own journey tremendously. So grateful to have found this community. This is such a beautiful community. It is such a beautiful community. I just love the welcoming. I love the help. I love how you support each other. I love the comments back and forth. I love it. I just love it. That's why this community is my safe space. I truly feel I can fully be myself and I can trust everyone here. I'm very grateful to be here. And when you think about it, most of us, I mean, there's a few people on here that are local to me, or a few followers on here that are local to me, but most of you, we've only ever met here. We have only ever met here, right? And and then I just feel like such a family connection with people who we don't even know what they look like or or where they live, right? It's profound. And there are times where I literally exit alive with just a pure wow. Just a pure wow, a group of strangers from across the globe that support each other, that is like our own little community, our own little family, and I love that so much, right? And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Anyway, I've gone well over the time. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided 2 weeks, you guys. Okay, take good care. Much love.